Crafty Creations. So we're good on TikTok. Thank you for letting us know. We're just going to make sure that we get our YouTube up and running here too, and then we'll go ahead and start making all the cool things. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Where are you joining us from, Crafty Creations? Let me know. By Danny. Hello, hello. Awesome. Welcome. Yay, Alicia can hear us on YouTube, so we're ready to get up and running. Okay, so I'm going to do this intro just one more time for those of you who are on YouTube and you missed it with us, okay? So my name is Emily. I'm the brand ambassador for Aeon Laser USA, and today we are going to do a live demo using the pass-through on the Aeon MIRA5 Redline series. This demo that I'm doing today is with a glass tube, 45 watts on an Aeon MIRA5 Redline series. All right? Awesome. Hello, hello. Welcome, Tessa. Today we're going to also be cutting a really fun spooky doggy file from Robin Marsh. She's a very talented artist. We're proud to say that she's also a partner with Aeon Laser USA, and her business is Welcome Home Customs. If you're not familiar with her, make sure you go and check her out, and we're going to make a really fun festive Halloween spooky doggy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's head on over to the back of the laser so I can show you guys some neat things that are new to the Aeon Mira lasers, okay? Before I turn anything on, right, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we love about the new docking station. This is a 45 watt glass tube, and the docking station is available for anyone who gets a glass tube with their laser. And you're gonna notice there are some locks here. There's this docking station right here. And the reason we're so proud about this is because it eliminates one of the toughest experiences for any new laser user, and that is having to align the beam so that way you can actually use your laser. But guess what? With this docking station, it's almost like a click and go, no alignment necessary. If anything, it's very slight adjustment. So this is huge. We're really proud about that. I'm going to go ahead and close that up there. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the pass-through slot. You see that? It's clicked in place. So I'm going to use these two little buttons here. Whoops, kind of loud there, but now we have this opening in the back that's going to allow us to feed the material through so we can make a larger cut than what our bed size can fit. All right, so I've shown you how to access the pass-through. It's super simple. And I've shown you a little bit about our awesome docking station for our glass tubes. Now let's go ahead. What else did we cover? We mentioned, for those of you who couldn't hear us earlier, we also mentioned how you have the option to add on this lovely stand. It's really very sturdy, very strong, and actually the drawers are pretty deep and you can fit material in them, tumblers, whatever it is that you want to store. We're all about being as efficient as possible, not just with the machine itself, but with your space too, right? That's one of the things that people love about Aeon lasers is that it's all built in. So it's definitely space saving, and that's always a plus, right? The less you have on the floor, the less clutter, the better. Oh, Julie froze. I hope you're still with us back on TikTok. Awesome, welcome. Okay, great. Hey, Blake, what's up? Yeah, welcome. Thanks for being here. Actually, no, Chris, today's demo is on an Aeon MIRA5, okay? Redline, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and open this baby up. Now, you'll also notice one of the new things for our MIRA5s is that it has a nice little camera right here up top. That's awesome, although I will say I learned how to use a laser without a camera. I'm proud about the street credit I can get for that, but it is a nice feature, definitely for sure. That we now have available. What else do I want to show you? Oh, okay. So earlier this week, we were engraving tumblers on the MIRA5. Couple of things. Now the MIRA5 has a deeper Z-axis, and for those of you that are new to lasers, that means that the laser bed actually can go a lot deeper. So you can engrave 40-ounce tumblers comfortably in a MIRA5. The Redline 5 is magical. It sure is. Thank you, Lasered by KTD. I totally agree with you. So we were engraving tumblers, all right? And for those tumblers, we were doing those 40-ounce tumblers that are kind of like that Stanley size, okay? So we were using a different lens. We were using a 2.5-inch lens. But today we're going to be cutting, and we're going to be using the pass-through. So Are we neighbors? That is so cool. Get with me after. We'll see if we do some neighborly laser things, huh? Sorry, guys. Where was I? Okay, so we were using a 2.5-inch lens for our tumbler, but now we're going to be cutting. And let me show you just how easy it is to switch from your rotary to cutting, because the new Redline series has this awesome feature, or several features, that makes your laser toolless. All right, so it makes your everyday maintenance and switching around and doing different things so seamless, right? I'll admit, I'm the first to admit that sometimes I will put off doing a job because I have to switch a lens or I have to hook something up. This makes it super easy. So let me show you what I mean. Like I said, we were using the 2.5-inch lens, right? And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the laser so I can bring this closer and you guys can see it a little better. Hey, Nancy, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and turn her on. Hold on here. There we go. Let her home into the corner. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and bring this forward so you guys can see it a little better. So we were using a 2.5-inch lens normally, and what most of us have to do is we'd have to take out some screws and unscrew the lens and take it out and swap out the lens. But now we don't have to do that anymore because everything is magnetic. Look at how easy that was, all right? And if I only had one lens housing, all I would do is I would remove this little rubber gasket and then switch out the lens. But you know what some of our users do? They're so smart, they're so efficient. I love how our customers just naturally think of ways to make their workflow easier. You know what? They just buy a second housing and then they can swap between the two. So I'm gonna put the 2.5-inch lens down and I'm gonna pop in the 2-inch lens. Isn't that cool? I know. It's so cool. Howdy. I'm gonna pop in this lens and guess what? I'm almost ready for cutting. I have to do a few things, but the hardest part is now done with, okay? So what are some other cool things that I can show you about the new MIRA Redline series? In addition to the toolless maintenance, I mean, this is just one feature, which just pop and a go, but that is true also for the mirrors that are inside the laser, okay? So if you need to swap out your mirrors, it's just a pop and a twist. There's no taking out any tools to do your daily maintenance or regular maintenance on your machine. I know, it's so cool, I agree, I love it. Does that unit have a chiller and an exhaust? That's a great question, David. Because this is a glass tube, it does have a chiller over in the back, okay? Awesome. Your 7 is at sea. Congratulations, Julie, you're gonna love it. Okay, what else have we done? Well, you still get awesome acceleration. That's another thing that Aeon lasers shine for, and it is the speed. Here with this 45-watt tube, you're gonna get 12 millimeters per second, which is crazy. And if you choosing that you want to get an RF tube, we have those available both with the 30 watts and I wrote it down. I'm still learning all the new stuff that we're adding. The 60 watt. With those, you can get 3,500 millimeters a second, which is also kind of unheard of, but very, very cool. Actually, I should mention that the tumblers that we were engraving earlier this week, we were doing a full wrap 40-ounce tumbler in about 20 minutes. To give you some perspective, with most machines, it will take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to engrave a full wrap tumbler, okay? All right, we also have smart monitoring. So if you see here, I know it's kind of hard to see from that angle, but there's like this little protective window, all right, that helps to close and seal your optics so that they don't get dirty. The less dirty they get, the less you have to replace them, which means you're saving money, and the less you have to clean them, which means you're saving time. And the smart monitoring, what that does is it lets you know ahead of time. It's kind of this proactive measure to let you know if your lens or your, is getting overheated. So we love that feature, that's pretty cool. And we've taken our clean pack design to a whole other level. Another thing that makes the Aeon shine, not only is that it's all in one, but that all of the major components are enclosed and protected. So in addition to the protected rails that we have here, we also have these bellows that we've added on the side, so that when you're engraving and when you're cutting, all of that residue is not getting on your motors and all of the important components of your laser. And that's gonna allow it to live longer. Hey Blake, welcome. Love to see you here. You like the accent? Oh, thank you very much. I agree, the accent wall is looking pretty snazzy. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you noticed that. Yes, I am at Aeon headquarters in Melbourne, Florida. That's another thing we really love about Aeon Laser USA is that we are bringing as much manufacturing here to the United States, and we have over 40 plus employees and growing. So we're also creating jobs here in the USA. So all good things, my friend, all good things, Blake. Okay, so let's see, we talked about the enclosed rails, we talked about the bellows, we talked about the laser head and all the speed and all the fancy bells and whistles. What else am I missing? Oh, we were also talking about the rotary, right? And being able to easily swap out the lens. I should also mention that our MIRA5 and all of our Aeon lasers are also compatible with our multi-roller. So if you're somebody who does a lot of tumblers, the multi-roller is an awesome addition to our lasers so that you can engrave several tumblers at the same time. Hey there, welcome. This is an Aeon MIRA5 Redline laser, okay? All right, so I think I've talked about a lot of cool things. What else can we move on to before we start our project today? Oh, full servo motors versus stepper motors, okay? This is gonna make your engraves much smoother, it's gonna make them faster, and it's even gonna make them quieter. So this is really a piece of equipment with very high-end parts, okay? Which makes your user experience that much nicer, Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get things set up so we can cut our file. Again, if you're just joining us now, we're gonna be making a spooky doggy. And this is a file from Welcome Home Custom by Robin Marsh, a very talented laser designer, okay? All right, so I have the laser turned on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the fume extractor because I am cutting this laser indoors and we're not venting out of a window. So if you're not familiar with fume extractors, that allows you to vent the laser inside rather than out your window. Julie wants to know how much difference in the Z-axis from the 5 to the 7. You know what? That is a great question. I'm not entirely positive, but we do have our team in the comments, and if you guys don't mind, if you can confirm that for me in the comments, we've got Alicia who can let us know. And actually, I have Alex here. What's the Z depths on the MIRA5, if you don't mind? Off the top of your head. I think it's 112. I'm sorry? It's either 112 or 152. 112 to 152? You gotta speak to me in inches, Alex. About 6 inches, okay, whereas with the MIRA7, oh, okay, so the 5 and the 7 in Z depth. Oh, here's Elisa, she's gonna confirm. The MIRA5 S and the MIRA7 are the same at 5.5, okay, which means now you can comfortably do a 40-ounce tumbler, okay? I hope that helps. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the fume extractor. We're gonna go ahead and plug that in. Oh. We're gonna plug that in and get that ready to go. I don't know what happened there, but we're cool, we're good. You guys have any questions for me in the meantime? Hi, Callie, hey friends. Thank you for joining us. We're about to cut a really cool, spooky doggy Halloween file in just a few minutes. And the MIRA9 has 6 inches of Z clearance, so just a little more extra space for you. Okay, so we've got the fume extractor on. Let me know in the comments, can you hear me well, even though we've got this fume extractor, blasting away. And in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to set up my, my file, okay? So if you've never used a pass-through before, it can be very helpful to have either a stool or some kind of rolling computer table. So I've got this here ready so that it can support the material. Okay, Alicia can hear me just fine, great. So that it can support the material that I'm gonna put into the laser. So I've got this sheet here, all right? Let me point this out. So the work bed on a MIRA5, oh, hello, I forgot my handy dandy remote that I love so much. This is also something that's kind of exclusive to the Aeon lasers. It's an add-on, okay, but I love, look how it's going slow. I'm like, that's turtle speed. I need it to be faster. So I just push this button right here and it goes faster, and boom, got that out of my way so I can go ahead and set up my material. So the MIRA5 working bed space, Alicia's gonna get it the exact numbers in the chat for me, but it's approximately 12 by 20. Okay, it might be like 11 and a half by 19. Thank you, Alicia. Where did that magical table come from? This is it. You know what? I don't even know. We had it here. It's a rolling computer table, 12 by 20. Oh, I was right. Awesome. So yeah, it's just like a rolling computer table. I wish I could tell you exactly where it's from, but I'm not positive. But I can tell you it can be very helpful when you're using your pass-through depending on the size of your laser, right? So it's a 12 by 20 workspace, right? There's no way I can fit this in there, but I want to make this doggy as big as I can, right? So this sheet of material is 17 by, roughly I want to say like 26 maybe, I can't remember off the top of my head. But now you see I can fit this in, and I can even go through on the other side with the pass-through feature, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and set this guy up. Feels pretty good, all right? And I'm gonna go ahead and move my laser head over the material, and I'm gonna get it into focus. This is another nice feature about the new MIRA Redline series, is that it has an integrated autofocus. So there's no more autofocus pin, which reduces your risk of having a collision of a piece of material, you know, being cut and then falling through and then catching on that pin. We want to make your user experience as painless as possible, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get that into focus. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and whoops, set this up so that we're ready to go. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and send the file over to the controller. I don't know what I did here. Alex, I might need you to come in and just check it for a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to head on over to Lightburn, and what I've done is I have taken my my file and I have sliced it in half. Now this isn't a pass-through tutorial, but I use what's called the cut shapes feature, and this allows me to enlarge my image and cut it halfway through. All right, so I'm going to go first and send that send that top half of my file over to the laser. All right, is she happy now? There we go. Okay, thank you. All right, so the table, my computer table is now holding my material, so I'm just going to head on over to my computer here and set up my top half of my image and send it over to the laser. All right, hold on here. Let's see. Let's try sending her over. There we go. All right. Now I've got to find my file in the controller. Looks pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and frame it on the material, make sure that it's going to cut right where I want it to cut. Let's see. Looks pretty good. I've got everything steady. It's nice and in focus, so I'm going to go ahead and close the lid and push start. Go ahead and put on my laser glasses here, right? And there she goes. So one of the things I love about Welcome Home Custom and Robin's design is that she does a lot of scoring, which actually helps save a lot of time when you're working on a project. So looks like it's doing just fine here. Yeah, we're good to go. It's scoring lovely. Okay, we've got some questions. Is the fume extractor effective? Absolutely. I actually run 3 different ones on my lasers at my warehouse. So they work great so long as you're not cutting MDF. MDF is not the material to be cutting if you have a fume extractor because it's so hard on the carbon filter. Hey Sergio, welcome. All right, let me check you guys over on YouTube. Those blades also fold flat. Oh, that's true. I forgot to show you guys that. But you know what? I can show it to you guys after we finish cutting our file here. So what's cool about the blades is that they fold, and there's like a ruler table, and there's even slots for you to put in pins so that you can secure making jigs. So that's a neat feature. I'll show it to you guys once we're done cutting our item here. What wattage is the MIRA5 S and how thick is that material? Oh, great question, Alicia. So I am currently cutting a 1/4 inch maple plywood. Okay, this was sourced from Home Depot with a 45 watt tube. All right, awesome. So there she goes. And for those of you who missed it, I was using my remote earlier. What's cool about this, and you're gonna see me use it in a few minutes, when you're doing a pass-through feature, you have to line up the targets just right. And sometimes that's hard to do if you're trying to get the target correct over on the top left and you're over here, you know, by your controller. So the remote you're gonna see is gonna make that really handy. Let me check how far along we are on our cut here. We're almost there. We've got about 3 or 4 more minutes to go. Awesome. So if you are just joining us now, let us know in the chat where you've joined us from, and we're gonna go ahead and get our cameras a little closer so you can see the laser in action, all right? Bear with me just a minute. There she goes. So you're gonna see those, we've got a combination of 2 different things happening here if you're not familiar with lasers. We've got cut lines and we have score lines. You see a lot of those scratched marks on the surface. Those are what we call score lines. That's not engraving. It's actually a very, it's a cut but with low power and high speed. So basically we're scratching it to create an image without carving into it kind of the way that you would if you were engraving. And there she goes. So this is a cute file. It's a spooky doggy with a bone, and it's actually like someone's hand or a skeleton hand in its mouth. Yes, oh, you know what? That's a great point too. Thank you, Alicia. Look how clean the cuts are. We are not using an external compressor. This is just the laser setup as it comes. So if you were to purchase it using the same exhaust hose that we're using right now and no other add-ons. Hey Chris, welcome. North Carolina in the house, awesome. Cool beans. We're almost at the end here, and then what we're gonna do is we are going, beautiful. All right, let me move this out of the way. Turn off the fume extractor. And we did it. Look at that. Oh, I'm so proud. Okay, so it lined up so well that you can't even see where it had to line up, which is really cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close my laser, close her up, and we're gonna go ahead and assemble this cutie. Actually, I don't know if I wanna assemble it because I want to paint it. I was going to spray paint it later, but I will give you the concept and show you, you know, how we're going to do that. So I've got this cutie pie right here. I don't need my laser glasses on. Why do I still have my laser glasses on? And are we back up on YouTube yet? Okay, because if we are, we just want to make sure we switch to this camera in case it comes back, okay? All right, so how did Robin design this cutie little guy? So what I would normally do in this scenario is I would spray paint this guy black or paint it however you want to do it, okay? Then you don't need to paint this guy at all. You would just glue it on right there, okay? So that it's 2 layers. And that way you don't paint this one so that you can see the natural wood, and that way you have 2 tones. You have the wood bone and the black body, right? And then we have this other little face here, so it looks like the bone is in his mouth. Gosh, she's so talented. I love the way that Robin thinks of things. And then I got a little cute little nose, boop, right there, okay? So that's how I would assemble it together. Normally I would glue it, but I want to take these pieces out and paint them. So I will do that in a little bit. And then she also creates these slots that you would glue together like this, okay? And, oh, we got a piece here that didn't pop out. There we go. So it would slot in there, nice and tight, okay? And then you would do the same with this slot over here. And you want it to be nice and snug. You don't want it to be coming apart. So let me go ahead and push that guy through. There we go. Ah, and then you would put the other one on. But in theory, that's how he's gonna look with his little face. Oh my gosh, I love it. What do you guys think? How did we do? Let me know in the comments how we did. And before we cut off today, oh wow, that's gonna be, isn't it? It's gonna be adorable. I love the way that Robin like sees things. She's just very talented. Yay! Nice work on the print and cut. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Okay, all right. So that's pretty much it. This is our guy. What I'm gonna do is after we hop off of this live, I'm gonna spray paint him, and then I'll share a picture in the Aeon Facebook group. If you're not part of our user group, please head on over there. It's a great place to learn more about our lasers, get connected with our community, learn about hot trends and techniques. Our community is so very loving and sharing, and we're so grateful for them. Isn't it adorable? This is from Welcome Home Custom, Robin Marsh. Okay, actually, can we tag her in the chat? And you guys can go give her a follow, all right? So I'm gonna spray paint this cutie, we'll assemble it, and then we will post a picture for you guys to see the finished product. We are wishing you a very successful Q4. If you are waiting to get a laser that is super efficient and top-notch, definitely consider Aeon Laser USA. And as a matter of fact, we do have our original series in stock machines on sale. So if you don't want to wait and you want to grab one of these puppies right away, I have been blessed to be able to build a very successful business with 3 Aeon lasers that were at Redline. So I'm excited for the new ones. There she is. Thank you for tagging her. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. We're looking forward to doing more lives and more projects with you in the future. Join our Facebook community, get connected, and laser on. Bye, guys.